Okay, I have 3 telescopes out tonight, and this is my Celestron Nexstar 8SC. People make fun of the electrical tape I use to keep that red dot finder on there, but it works. And this scope will be capturing Jupiter and Saturn low in the south tonight, and my 2 other scopes will be doing deep sky. This is my biggest setup, and this will be going after the Heart Nebula tonight. And this is my Rasa. It's a faster scope, and it'll be capturing something in wide field tonight.
Okay, so I don't think enough people are asking this. You see a car here, you fit like 3 people, maybe 4 wide, like if you squeeze. Then a school bus, you can fit like 6. And there's a walkway. But they fit in the same lane, like they're the same width. How does that even,
Things you never realized you inherited from your parents. Number 1 may surprise you. Your musical abilities. Both tone deafness and perfect pitch are inherited. Sweating, or more specifically, excessive sweating. Your love of sweets. People who have the variation of the gene FGF21 have a major sweet tooth, and they're actually also more likely to have high blood pressure. Insomnia, which you typically inherit from your mother. Not all, but some of your fears and phobias, which is the result of genetic variations you inherited from your parents. How willing you are to take risks. Who you're attracted to. And finally, your ability to trust other people. While trust issues can be the result of environmental factors, a 2017 twin study showed that they are also genetic.
So this is our mature monstera. She's about 20 years old. She's about 10 feet tall and loves living in the sunroom. I did a little experiment on her just for science. She has these very long aerial roots, and I took some of the longest ones and stuck them in water because in their natural habitat they're often found next to a body of water with their aerial roots just dipped in there. I would say it was a success. Check out these roots. These roots have been just hanging off this plant for years and haven't changed. And they've really adapted to the water. I put some activated charcoal in the bottom to keep the water clean. This made her so happy that she's immediately putting out a new leaf.
De la poudre hydrophobe avec cette fois-ci mon bras entier. On va voir si ça marche. Ok, j'y vais. Pour l'instant, aucun problème. La poudre forme toujours une barrière totalement hydrophobe autour de mon bras. Je ressens pas du tout l'effet de l'eau sur le bras. C'est abusé, putain. Ça marche très très bien. Et là, si je le retire, mon bras est totalement sec. Prochaine étape, ma tête entière.
Dude, so I have a student come in my office, right? She's like, hey, nurse, can I get a pad? So I'm like, yeah, sure. And I hand her a pad. I notice she's a little glum. So I'm like, hey, are you okay? Like, you look a little down today. She's like, yeah, I'm just over it. I just want this period to go away already. I was like, yeah, I understand. Like, you're 4th grader, like, totally. She's like, yeah, sometimes I just wish I was a rat. I'm like, what? She goes, yeah, rats don't really have periods. They just reabsorb, like, their uterine lining. I'm like, how do you know this? She goes, yeah, it's true. Well, all of the mice besides the spiny mouse, that one bleeds every 9 days. And I'm just like, how do you know this? Like, she's like, Nurse Tara, did you actually think I was doing homework during quarantine? No. I was looking up random stuff on the internet. I was like, I'm totally cool with it. Like, that's awesome that you know that.
children are now eligible to enroll.
So I got a question. So your 6-month-old wants to be in a fucking clinical trial for COVID. Good job, Mom. These people are fucking stupid.
I warned you that we were going to hold you accountable. You see, because while you've gotten super comfortable spreading COVID disinformation, racism, homophobia, transphobia, Islamophobia, literally all the phobias you've hit in your videos, you forgot the part where freedom of speech does not mean freedom from consequences. So here's your fucking tape, bestie.
When a black woman say don't call me sick,
I can call you whatever the fuck I want to. That's what the problem is. Y'all all worried about what other people are doing. You ain't worried about making your life better.
sounds about right.
There weren't as many slave owners as people like to say there was. There's just victimhood people like you who run around screaming everybody's racist.
Best looking cowboy on TikTok, by far.
You look like you jumped right off the back of a bull after 8 seconds and right onto somebody's dick. You look like you wouldn't even have to have Joe Exotic's methamphetamine to be his boyfriend. You would do it willingly. This motherfucker's farmhand is some gay Filipino dude named Felipe.
I can't afford to live!
Hey buddy, you better get used to saying that shit. Again, there are two sides to science, especially when we're talking about this. People who say that masks are good, and people who say that masks are not. Just because Fauci paid for the virus to get created doesn't change the science behind it. It still ain't that dangerous. The masks were a hoax.
To my women who also serve in this wonderful uniform.
I know that they now allow hijabs to be worn, but when I was in, that was not a uniform option. So I ain't even gonna go that far. Tell me that thing didn't just turn into the clown from Spawn. Progressives be like,
Cancel Morgan Wallen, he said the N-word. Well, how'd that work out for you? Sales up 1,000%, #1 album in the country. You can't cancel Morgan Wallen. His voice is too pure.
You know, it'd be a real fucking shame if someone happened to identify you and your employer using a partial view of your work badge that you flashed on your old account, and then forwarded all of your shenanigans both to your employer at Baptist Health in Montgomery, Alabama, as well as the Alabama Board of Nursing. Sucks to suck, Nathan. Also, wear your fucking seatbelt.
Wrap up, bitches, because today I'm telling you the story of how my 8th grade science class blew up. We're gonna make some iced coffee while I tell it because the story's a little traumatic for Papa. Papa is damaged. So my class was in the science lab and our science teacher was showing us an experiment with this chemical that when it's lit on fire, it burns itself and nothing else that it's touching. So he poured the chemical on a desk and lit it on fire. So this desk is on fire but not burning. We're all amazed and the flames go out, so we thought. And I yell, do it again! My science teacher goes to pour more chemicals onto the desk, but there was still a blue flame there that we couldn't see. So when he goes to pour more on, the flame that was still there goes up into the canister, and so it freaks him out. So he throws it, spreading the chemical with the flames on it everywhere. I look to my left and my friend is on fire, and I look to my right and my friend is on fire. I'm screaming drop and roll. I'm screaming everything. I'm screaming. We were all fine in the end for the most part, but that teacher probably had a lot of paperwork to fill out. But my favorite part is that we all were forced to just sit in social studies class after like nothing happened, like none of us were developing trauma.
New breed of humans was just dropped. In China, they discovered a new ancient human species that was found to be 140,000 years old. The researchers named this species Homo longi and nicknamed him Dragon Man, also known for dragging these